How far can this Knicks team push the Celtics?
Listen, anyone with sense, I can't see. I'll be proud of the Knicks if they get to 6 games because I see Boston at 5.
What's good, Knicks Nation? I'm coming to you here to talk about Stephen A. Smith today and why the Knicks slighted him, man. Why they gave him something that he deserves. And first off, before I get into it, my name is Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and I'm here to give you all the good information, and I'm not going to make this video too long. This came across my timeline as I'm doing, reading my news like I do every morning. And I figured I'd jump into it. Stephen A. Smith, of course, he was at the Game 6 triumph. Salute to the boys in orange and blue once again for getting the job done. I'm very proud of the boys. And Stephen A. Smith was snubbed by Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson came up to me and said, "I have nothing to say to you." Smith, alongside former Knicks great John Starks, salute to John Starks. In the post-game broadcast, Carter Town said, "You picked the wrong team because I picked Boston before the series. I, like everybody else in America, changed my mind when they won game 1 and 2 in Boston." That's not true. That's not true. I saw the ESPN clip. I even put it in the Discord server, and I even might have mentioned it on one of the lives that Stephen A. Smith still said Boston is still the favorites to win. He said Boston is still he didn't jump on the Knicks winning the series until they won game 4. Okay, I wish I had that sound bite. Maybe when I edit it, I'll add it. If not, trust me, he still said the Celtics were the favorite to win, even after the Game 2 victory. Now, are you allowed to change your mind? Yes. I don't think that's what's at question here, right? And then Stephen A. Smith also said that I don't mind being held accountable for picking against the Knicks because that's when they played their best. I'm going to say that's cap. That last statement he made is cap. Okay. First off, you don't always motivate the Knicks to win because you always pick against the Knicks, except in most of the first rounds. Most of the first rounds, like he picked us against Philly. He picked us against, I don't think he picked us against Cleveland, but he wasn't as dismissive when we played the Cavaliers in the first round. But every other time when we were going up against a team in the second round, he's never picked us. So you not picking us is not making us play our best, because clearly we had games and times where we didn't win. So let's not even go there, Stephen A. Now, I want to try to build a bridge here because I'm not here to attack Stephen A. Smith, right? First of all, I don't tag anybody on this channel. If you say dumb stuff, I will call you out on it. Or if you say stuff that's just counter Knicks and it's just like doesn't make any sense, I will call you out on it. But I'm not here to tear him down. Stephen A. Smith is a pioneer in the sports game. He's the highest paid person talking sports. And he kind of modeled a lot of what we do online now by his, bravado and his personality that he expresses on national TV, being able to shout and yell and, and making that, acceptable as an acceptable form of communication on the national airwaves. So I'm not here to attack his character. What I am here to show you is why Knicks fans don't rock with you, Stephen A. See, I understand, I'm not a journalist, right? I always say I'm a fan moonlighting as a journalist, right? I did take journalism classes in St. John's University, right? I majored in communications, minored in sports management, right? So yes, I did take some courses on these things. But at the same time, when it's time to make picks, most of the time you're going to be wrong. When he picks Cleveland to beat Indiana, he was wrong, right? Why not pick your Knicks, especially when it's just a prediction? Your job, trust me, if your job was on the line for predictions, you would not have gotten the contract you've gotten. So if there's no demerit, right? If there's no real, negative consequence to you saying that you're going to ride with the Knicks and you got the Knicks in 7, even if you would have said Knicks in 7, right? Why not pick the Knicks? And this is the problem, Stephen A., because you cannot play both sides of the field, right? You cannot on one end say, oh, the Knicks are not favored to win, and I'd be happy if they won 2 games in this series, and say Celtics in 4 at one point. You said Celtics in 4 and 5. Yes, you did, Mr. Stephen A. Smith. Trust me, I paid attention and I watched because I want to see all of the people who deny us so I can expose them when we prove them wrong. So you don't get it both ways. If you want to be the journalist, because yes, I understand, like when I go on NBA podcasts, right, and I talk NBA stuff, I try to just be the objective fan. Yes, I bring the Knicks with me, but I understand I'm not there to talk Knicks. But at the same time, if I know that the Knicks got a good team and we actually have a shot, I'm not going to go on a national platform and don't pick the Knicks. Here's the bed that you made, Stephen A. You chose those guys. Don't jump up and down when we win over here because you wasn't riding with us. Gone are the days where we're going to allow personalities and people in media to vacillate and act like they're playing both sides of the fence, because that's what it appears to be. So salute to Jalen Brunson, because Jalen Brunson, man, look, I love it. Keep the same energy. And here's a little tidbit that I'm not sure if you guys may have noticed. Jalen Brunson on his podcast said that you got to take the good criticism with the bad criticism, or don't watch it at all. Don't watch it at all. And so Jalen Brunson watches everything. Hopefully he's watching this video. Salute to JB and the Cap and the boys, man. Yeah, man, look, I'm gonna say this, Stephen A. We're not going to allow you to play both sides of the fences. This is the declaration from all Knicks fans. It's either you picking us to win or you're not. Don't ride the coattails of us who've been here solid. Perkins looks like more of a Knicks fan than you. And I know you go back to the 70s. So I just wanted to give you some reasoning, Stephen A., why, Jalen Brunson and the Knicks fan base aren't rocking with you, man. When it's time to stand up for New York the way some of these other guys do, from Skip Bayless to all of these guys got teams, they're going to ride with their team. You don't ride with your team. In fact, you capitalize off putting them down because that's the narrative, and that's what we're tired of. That's why we have these independent media shows, because we don't have to follow the national narrative. Listen, Stephen A., I don't want to make this too long, but this is why we don't rock with you, Stephen A. It's not because you don't deserve the job and you didn't work hard to get where you are. No, this is not hate. We actually calling you out for the BS that you have done, and we don't like it. And that's all I got for this clip. By the way, feel free to go to thisweekinsidethenix.com, right, to go check out the podcast, blog. And also, if you like the merch behind me, all you got to do is go to shop.theobjectiveknicksfan.com and go copy you the Bodega Cat shirt. We got the Captain 11. Not only the hoodies, we also got the t-shirts as well. So definitely go there. And also we got the mugs. I don't got the mug nearby, but go check out the shop. That's all for this clip. I don't want to make it too long. And until next time, y'all. Knicks.